Hello, and welcome back to week three. Solo does not mean alone of the CEO Lunch and Learn series. I'm Bernadette L. Harris, business strategist and retreat host. And today we're going to talk about community, right? So, as a CEO, it can sometimes feel isolating, but connecting with others is a growth strategy that we're going to talk about today. So for years, I tried to figure it out on my own. Like I am a first generation entrepreneur. And so I didn't know the value of getting help from other people, right? And I didn't want to burden people. I admit that I wanted to pretend like I had it all together. Anybody can relate to that. But when I finally opened up to other entrepreneurs and connecting, I definitely saw a shift. It was something that helped me to see things in a different way. So today I want to share three takeaways for you in your business. The first one is isolation limits innovation. Good ideas come from collaboration and perspective. Working in a vacuum will limit your growth, right? And so safe spaces are those spaces that allow you to explore and expand your ideas. And you may even get ideas that you had not considered or would not have considered on your own. And so great ideas don't happen in vacuums, right? There's something really, really powerful when we collaborate with other people. The second takeaway is to find your reflection circle. I think that every CEO needs to have a few trusted voices who can sometimes challenge you, encourage you, or even play it back some of your own advice or to show you some of your blind spots. And so they remind you of who you are when we forget. Sometimes we don't even realize or we forget how great we are. And so those voices in that reflection circle are the people who remind you of these things. And I'm so grateful to have this because I have friends that are entrepreneurs that I can text and call and send voice notes, not necessarily call because if you know me, I don't really do no phone calls, but definitely have friends that I am able to share very openly and candidly where I am, what my struggles are, and they encourage me, or sometimes even challenge me, or sometimes throw my own advice back at me. And so it's real important as a CEO that you find your reflection circle. And the last thing is that energy is contagious. Being around people who influence your mindset and momentum, those things, that is something that helps you to build community and momentum. Being in community helps you get aligned, especially when you're working with purpose driven CEOs like yourself. It's energizing. Think about what it feels like to be in a group of like minded people. And that's the same thing with CEOs. You may have friends, I have friends who aren't CEOs, and I have friends who are CEOs. And the CEO conversation and the non CEO conversation is different. They both energize me, but it's just different because as an entrepreneur, it takes another entrepreneur to really understand this space that we're in. And so it's real important for you as a business owner to build that community. So here are some of your reflection questions, some things that I want you to think through. You can journal these things or share your thoughts in the comments. But what kind of support do you currently have in your business? What is that support that you currently have in your business? The second question is, when have you felt the most seen and supported in your journey? This is also an important question. And then the last question is, what kind of CEO circle do you want to create? Because maybe you don't have this space, but it could be something that you can create on your own. So, what type of CEO circle would you like to create? Thanks so much for being here this week with us. And just a reminder, If you are interested, we would love to have you at the CEO Wellness Retreat where you'll be surrounded by people who get it, like other entrepreneurs who get it, and you'll get to have some powerful conversations over dinner, in group sessions, even at the beach or the pool. And these are some relationships that will last a lifetime. And so, if you are available, we are going to be in Mérida here in September 18th through the 22nd. It's going to be 5 days of strategy, rest, and reconnection. We're gonna have a beach day, a welcome dinner. I don't know if you know it, but I can throw down in the kitchen, and so I will be catering a welcome dinner in my home. And I have so many other things planned for the retreat. And so, if you are interested, reserve your seat today. It is a very small retreat. You can get tickets at ceowellnessretreat.com. Thank you again for being with us today, and I'll see you next week.